radio station. Your mic is live.
All right. Welcome to the Eclectic Ramblings with Issac and Paul. I'm your host, Issac Walsh, and I'm here with Paul. Handsome Herring, and he got into Florida man stories because Lord knows everybody enjoys it. Flint man stories. Worse. So
I'm so afraid.
And there is a top 10 list, and our first one involves well, I'll just read it and then you tell me, Paul, with love from me to you, buddy. Here's how we start off. A Flint man story. Now these are top 10 from 2012, so not recent but yet still good. Now, let's see. It says number 10 of the top 10. It says a cross-dressing male prostitute, which is the way to start a story, Paul.
It is a wonderful way to start it. Tell me more. Tell me more.
A cross-dressing male prostitute allegedly stabbed another prostitute in the hand over $20 that was supposed to be used to buy crack in cocaine Flint. As an officer on South Dorrit Highway at 2:38 a.m. and saw two known prostitutes fighting on the corner. A woman told the police the man stabbed her in the hand with a knife after she took $20 to buy crack cocaine and then kept the money. He had a cut to the left hand and refused medical treatment, the reporter said. The male prostitute dropped his purse when he fled. That is a Flint man first story there, bud. Do I have your full and undivided attention?
I'm going to say that was weak.
I believe I have your full and undivided attention.
Yeah, I don't know, guy.
A hooker attacks a hooker with a knife over crack at 2:30 in the morning.
And?
Flint Town.
I mean, that could happen anywhere.
There was no pictures, though.
Bel Air, Beverly Hills, anywhere that could happen. Crack is
fine. Fine, I'll give it to you. But you haven't heard this one. Number 9.
All right, I'm going to listen to this one and see if you get better.
A Flint man, which is led the police in a canoe when the police were responding to a stolen car complaint, and when the police approached the man, he took off running. The next time the police saw him, he was in Kersey Lake paddling away in a canoe. Police showed they can be resourceful, though, and they opted on the smarter route. They got a motorboat from a neighbor, and the police quickly caught him. Yeah.
I don't know that. They didn't say he stole the car.
Listen, do you see?
They were investigating a stolen car.
And so he took off in a canoe.
And he was going canoeing. Yeah, why do you think he stole the car?
Yeah, not to get away.
No,
not that he took the car. It'd be weird.
He was going canoeing, dude.
You have no legs to defend this person. Number 8. Number 8. It starts off. Are you preparing?
I'm ready.
A group of armed men. That's how it starts. A group of armed men.
Is it over here somewhere?
Yeah.
You got it over here?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's
first
the one that says first. Yeah.
A group
and we're on
of
number 8.
Men. A group of armed men.
Number 8.
Okay, I see it.
Yep. A group of armed men.
A group of armed men.
Promptly demanded that firefighters turn him over to face street justice. Authorities say the man fled to Flint Fire Station number 6 at the corner of Pearson Road and DuPont Street on the city's north side.
I know that station. That's actually where our tower is.
Yeah, claiming he was being shot at around 2:45 p.m. Interesting story. So he goes to the fire station. Firefighters allowed the man into the station and promptly locked the doors, and a small group of individuals gathered outside the station and demanded that the firefighters send the man out. Firefighters saw that the group was armed and allowed the man to stay inside the station until police arrived. That's the end of the story. I believe that was just to be August 14th. That sounds like a Tuesday.
I think it was a Tuesday. It was definitely a Tuesday. But the thing is brilliant.
2:45 in the afternoon.
Had he ran to the little party store for solace,
they
wouldn't have let him back. They wouldn't have let him back behind the plexiglass.
Don't let him ask for some Bubblicious.
He's just lucky that they weren't out on a call.
Yeah, why is it 2:45 in the afternoon? What was the man doing that irritates somebody so bad?
He was fighting with a prostitute on Dorrit Highway over crack.
That was at 2:48 a.m. This is 2:45 p.m.
My bad.
And whatever you did to irritate your neighbor so bad they want to shoot you.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm not saying it's drugs. I'm saying there's a chance. All right.
I mean, for them to pound on the door at a fire station. You know, a badged employee, you know, is kind of silly. You know what I mean? They would say, we just have to catch him later.
7.
Okay.
I knew you'd like these.
All right.
A 19-year-old North Branch resident learned the hard way earlier in the day. Lapeer County sheriffs responded to an alarm at the Whistle Stop Party Store, North Branch, about 2 a.m., May 30th. Authorities reviewed the store's surveillance video and witnessed a person wearing a mask enter the store and steal liquor and cigarettes from behind the counter. Later that morning, authorities said the frequent customers probably because he broke in and got liquor.
Or he didn't have any breaking. Week.
Well, all right, thieves. Number 6. Thieves struck a devastating blow to Thetford Township families when a family of twin babies who died at birth. Angie Gooch said she arrived at the front window broken. Her son's laptop computer was missing from inside, and so were the urns containing the ashes of the 2 babies who died.
These urns, did they look like bongs or something? Why would people take urns?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. That's one of that information where.
So no, this has got to be like a family member.
This is not the first time this has happened.
I understand, but it's got to be a family member or somebody connected.
Maybe it was all
two
brass
children.
and they thought it was expensive.
That's right. Yeah. If it looked like an urn, you know, that's why it got snagged.
Yeah.
Nice.
Near Hurley Medical Center, February 20th.
Foot down. That is, hey, I like that story.
Right, let's see.
I mean, I hope the rest of the crooks are listening because those are the stories that should be blasted on the news in the headlines.
Because we do carry weapons in this town.
Dude, we got to make the criminals scared. You know what I mean?
You know.
I would say this is the 38th criminal that has been shot
flesh
and killed.
wound.
No, killed attempting to steal a car. Don't mess with folks in Flint, fool.
All right, so he was shot by a person he's trying to carjack. Hurley
Ding, ding, ding. Winner.
We have a wiener. Oh, no. That's pretty bad.
That is good karma.
Oh, and you can expect excellent. You know, I don't even want to go there because my mind starts to go into the Hannibal direction.
Flint down.
All right, number 4. Flint police reported that a thief entered a Northside store, showed a gun, and made off with a new pair of pink boots. February 28th, a store employee told police that she confronted the man who took the pink boots at 11:15 a.m. as he walked out of the store on Pearson Road near King Avenue with the pink woman's boots. She told police that the man showed a gun and said, "I'm a gangster," and then he left. If you have to say it.
So now I have to confess.
Your face is priceless right now.
I have to confess, okay? Back in the day, I got the most compliments.
Oh, no.
When I wore my pink shirt.
Okay.
I had a bright pink shirt.
Oh, I believe it.
And I'm telling he thought it was pink, and it's actually supposed to be red. You know what I mean?
Let's see. The man was seen entering a home on Pearson Road where a woman was waiting at the front door, according to the police report. Police went to the home and found the boots in a bedroom, according to the police report. So they just followed him home and was like, "Hey, there's pink boots." How much trouble was he in with his wife where he had to go steal some pink boots because he's a gangster?
My question is, how slow a day was it that the police had the time to follow this guy home for a pair of $40 boots?
Well, listen, this is...
Did he pull a gun?
This is a local... He did.
So, yeah,
and he said, "I'm a gangster."
The gun is the issue. Yeah. They should have followed him.
Yeah. Number 3,
so, did they arrest him?
Oh, they did.
Okay.
For pink boots. Because he's a gangster.
Man, I don't know how he's going to deal with that in jail.
Yeah. What you in for?
Hey, he's got to lie.
Yeah. The Mayans may not have predicted the end of the world, but that didn't stop their calendar from shutting down Genesee and Lapeer County schools for the remainder of 2012 on December 19th. Officials decided to start winter break early after threats of violence allegedly tied to the end of the Mayan calendar swirled around in the area school districts, I didn't hear that.
I don't remember that. I remember
GISD spokesman Jerry Johnson said it isn't clear if students will be forced to make up the days at the end of the school year or not. Started early because it could have been the end of the world.
No, it was the end of the Mayan calendar.
Which was supposed to mark the end of the world.
No, it was supposed to mark one of two things.
Or a new age.
Right, the end of the world or the invention of time travel.
Oh, time travel.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Where did you read that one?
Timeline Zero. You ever never heard about Timeline
No,
Zero?
never heard.
It's a logarithm.
A logarithm?
Yeah. This guy took that MGHB. What is that guy, Joe Rogan? That acid?
DMT.
DMT.
Yeah.
He took that stuff back in, I must say it was the 60s. And while he was on a trip, the aliens gave him this computer code. He came back, put it in the computer, and it was a timeline. And on the timeline, it had, like, Caesar's death, the Great
Where do you
Plague.
get this information so I can verify?
This is Timeline Zero. You can look it up on the internet.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
so
Zero.
Joe Rogan had a computer line.
No. Stop! I was referring to the drug that Joe Rogan talks
the
about.
DMT.
The DMT. Yeah. This guy had taken it earlier, got this program together, and the program had events.
And where did he get the information from while he was on DMT?
While he was some aliens gave it to him. He said they gave him the code, yeah. And he came back and did the code, and this is what happened. This timeline with all these events, World War II, the Great Plague, Kennedy assassination, all points on this calendar. But the calendar ended in 2012.
Timeline Zero. Right. Check that out.
So
that's
was
a real
2012
thing?
or 20? Yeah, it was 2012.
December 22nd.
Yeah. That it ended in, and that's how they justified it. Either world ends or time travel was invented. So I'm going for time travel. And
we're still here, so.
But they're not telling that. Do you think they're going to tell us?
Well, do you believe in all the the changes that was before and it is now and all that?
I don't even think about the ramifications of it. I don't. No, I don't.
That it used to be this.
I don't father
Luke,
the guess.
I am your father.
You know, if you find yourself, you die or something like that. Yeah. What is it? Back to the Future. He ends up sleeping with his mom. You
That's
know,
gross.
He's his own grandpa.
Yeah. Number 2. We are moving on because this just took a weird turn.
Do it.
A Burton mobile home park. Great way to start a story.
No. Skip this one. Skip this one.
Oh, no. The Burton Mobile Home Park had its very own custom crime fighter until he's arrested April 26th. Burton police arrested a 36-year-old Sterling Heights man calling himself Bee-Sting. That was his name, a member of the Michigan Protectors Group, on charges of felonious assault and possession of body armor. Wait a minute. While committing a violent felony that he fired a shotgun during a confrontation over a loud motorcycle in Twin Meadows Mobile Home Park. You can get felonious assault and possession of body armor. You can't have body armor?
Good question.
I didn't know.
Has anybody ever stopped you with yours?
No. Lieutenant Michael Odette said Bee-Sting is part of the Protectors Group, which labeled themselves online as a group of costumed activists. Tennessee Circuit Judge Judith Fullerton sentenced Bee-Sting to 102 days of time already served in jail and 2 years of probation for attempted assault with a weapon. Comments made at a Flint, Coney Island landed an area attorney in hot water. And the Slammers, our last one. We're going right over that because I'm not giving you any chance for poor Bee-Sting here.
I'm going to say these are lacking. And
you don't like these compared to the Florida Mans?
No, Florida Mans are more exotic than these little Flint things. This is typical everyday Flint stuff. That we
really?
Pretty much
Coming up with a hero name?
Of course, Captain Underpants.
Okay, so you're going to be looking into, what was that called? What was the name of that group? Michigan Protection Group. Like, that's going to be a thing that you're going to be looking into because that's normal.
What was
that's
the guy?
Normal. That's what you said.
Wait a minute. No. What was the guy?
How much water did you have today?
What was the guy that wore the red berets?
The red berets.
Remember the group Guardian Angels? Was that what they were called?
I don't remember.
I think they're called Guardian Angels or something like that. They wore red berets in New York City and called themselves crime deterrents or something like that.
Crime deterrents. Yeah, I'm staying away from all that. That whole Batman thing?
Pretty much.
All right, anytime you have to wear the underwear on the outside of your pants, see a therapist. See a therapist. All right, last one. Number 1, comments made at a Flint, Coney Island landed an area attorney in hot water and the Slammer. Tennessee Circuit Judge Archie Heyman said attorney Anthony Lubkin acted like a smart aleck for comments Lupkin allegedly made at Tom Z's original Coney Island, where jurors in a murder trial had been taken for lunch April 12th. Heyman's law clerk, Brian McMillan, claimed he heard Lupkin say guilty at the Coney Island, where McMillan and another law clerk had escorted 14 jurors for lunch. Lupkin said he never directed any comments at the restaurant towards the jurors. Either way, the comment landed Lubkin 30 days in the Genesee County Jail. He is appealing the case. What do you think? Is that justice or?
Well, my first thought was, why was he at the restaurant in the first place? Why did he go to the restaurant with the jurors?
Well, did he even know the jurors were going to be there?
That's a good question, too.
And
but
if he did,
once
he
he
just
realized,
keep his mouth shut?
exactly, he would know that it was a conflict.
So you're saying it's
he deserves the 30 days.
The 30 days.
Regardless of what he said.
You'll have to look that up to see if
he
he got
should
the 30
not.
days
He should have removed himself from the situation, especially if he was the defense or even the prosecuting attorney.
But as a lawyer, you could say guilty for a number of things.
You know, the waitress could have said, "Great tip, guilty as charged."
Guilty as charged.
You know what I mean? So yeah, context matters.
Yes.
But the fact that now, I mean, unless they walked in behind him, and even at that, he should have walked out.
I don't know. It seems petty, but I don't know. Just based off of it. Those
30 days seems like a lot of time.
Yeah, that seems like a bunch.
So the circumstances might warrant that.
Yeah.
And they're harsher than we are reading about.
What I do know, those are our first 10 Flint Man stories. You were not impressed because they weren't exotic enough, like chucking a chicken wing and be arrested for assault. Things of that nature.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We need some alligator robberies, man. Come on.
All right, so I went to NPR next for our for national news. I just kind of want to see what they thought was national news. And they have Texas Army Base Fort Hood, for any of our military people, is renamed for Hispanic 4-star General Richard. Say that.
Richard Cavazos.
He's a 4-star. Maybe.
I'm guessing.
But he's a 4-star general, that's impressive.
It's brilliant. I just want to know what Brother Hood did. Was he like related to the Ku Klux Klan or something?
Wow. Or maybe they're just updating it because it was,
he did something. He's got a statue somewhere, I'm sure.
Somewhere below the Mason-Dixon. Yeah. That's what we're going with.
I think in Arkansas.
Really? Our military that's kept us safe for hundreds of years.
I'm just saying, if they named a fort after him, they probably did something rude. Yeah, go for it.
Boy, let's see. Law news. May 9, 2023, retired federal judge Michael Ludwig said he wouldn't even accept baseball tickets in his years on a bench. I believe that federal judges should essentially live like priests or saints. Now, this is in lieu to certain people getting
Dude, how bad is that?
What do you think?
You're making $180,000 a year.
Yeah.
And you can't handle your bills?
And that puts you in...
And his wife is making the same. I mean, his wife is not making McDonald's money. So they got $350,000 a year coming in. Or $250,000. Or $200,000.
Like $360,000. And after taxes is like $250,000
And he doesn't see this as a manipulation, which is fine. I mean, if you gave me a scholarship for my boy to go to college, I wouldn't think you were trying to manipulate me. But you would surely be able to.
I'd surely be able to go, hey, buddy, old pal, old friend of mine.
3 weeks later, we just have to be having a conversation.
You put my kid
and I get the feeling,
what can I do for you?
I get the feeling that would be helpful. Subliminally, I might act.
I think they used to call that grease. Greasing the wheels.
Yeah, greasing the wheels. So I hate to see a brother go down, but I think he needs to go down.
You think so?
I do. And I hope the rest of them are. Again, that's an influence that he is not supposed to be under.
But asking people to be a saint or a monk, I don't know, man. There's a reason why they call it saints.
Oh, that's the reason why they pay them $180,000.
All right, so they don't have to be.
Thank you.
All right.
There's nothing they should want. There's nothing they should want for.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring this one up because I was really looking...
Well, you pissed me off now.
I didn't do it. I just brought up the story.
Okay.
I was feeling that. But they've decided on May 9th, investigations. Many people are living in the diabetes belt. That's what they're calling the Midwest.
Let's start that. Okay,
are plagued with medical debt. Do you feel like we're in the diabetes belt?
Oh, I know we are.
I
don't know a place that isn't. Put it that way. This is the biggest cash cow for the medical industry that there ever was.
What's that? Diabetes?
Oh yeah.
More than cancer, you think?
Ooh yeah.
He says, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah, because you can live with diabetes. Cancer kills you. You only got 6 years, 5 years of cancer, but you can live 40 years, and that's bank. 40 years of taking this drug and that drug and going to the doctor. I mean, talk about too big to fail.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought I'd ask. Some COVID updated news.
Uh-oh.
Feeling like that?
No, yeah, why not?
The COVID public health emergency ends this week. Here's what's changing. And this is as of May 8th.
It's just ending?
Listen, you didn't know?
I didn't.
Okay. So
I haven't checked my email in a couple days, though.
Couple days. 3 years ago, the emergency declaration enabled certain tools for fighting the pandemic, and and protecting Americans, which was to sit at home and go nowhere and do nothing. But the liquor stores were open. I remember.
Stop.
Now that is expiring. Here is what the changes are and are not. So you click on the story. This is by Selena Simmons Duffin. Let's see. NPR. Backstory, Jan 31st, 2020. 6 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Blah, blah, blah.
Where are you? On the NPR show?
Yeah, on NPR. I just clicked on the COVID story.
Okay, I see it. COVID health emergency.
Yeah.
See what's changing. All right.
I was just seeing all this and concrete changes coming. In the early months of the pandemic, for a brief time, there was a remarkable bipartisan unity in quickly marshaling federal resources to fight the new virus.
Okay.
That included investigations in vaccine development, new laws that allowed people to stay on public insurance programs without interruption, and free tests and vaccines for all. Those rules allowed for things like drive-through mass vaccination campaign. You remember having to go through the drive-through and shove that thing up your nose? That was awesome. And how do you know if you shoved it up there enough or not far enough? Right? Only until it was uncomfortable. Apparently, those rules allowed for things like drive-through mass vaccinations where no one asked for your insurance card, and free curbside COVID testing kiosks were available. What is left of many of these programs are now being dismantled. Here's what's changing and what's staying the same for now. Vaccine testings are no longer free. Now you got to pay for COVID testing. The federal government will no longer buy up tests or vaccine doses or treatments to give out to the American public for free. The health insurance system will now take over. Patients will have to go to the doctor, get a prescription, perhaps pay a copay when it comes to COVID tests and treatment, just like they do for all other illnesses. It is important to note, however, vaccines will still be free for practically everyone. People who are insured are required to get vaccines with no cost sharing because of the Affordable Care Act. The White House says people without insurance will still be able to get free COVID-19 vaccines and treatments like Paxlovid through 2024. What do you think? You like those changes? Not a fan? Fan?
I'm okay. Wow. I am okay with it. I mean, they're saying that the vaccines are free. But to get tested, so why not just get the vaccine and don't worry about getting tested? If I got to pay $300 to get tested to tell me to take the vaccine, why not just take the vaccine?
Right, and why the ones that are insured have to pay for it when the ones that are not insured don't have to pay for it?
Because the insurance companies are going to charge $75 a shot or $350 a shot.
I just don't understand why you should get punished for doing the right thing. That is all. That's my only question.
Well, it's called greasing the wheels.
No. I remember saying something about that just
I think I heard you say something
Something
like
about something or another. It was something. Got it.
Salute.
All right. Well, on to Flint. Positive news. I just
Are you sure?
interviewed a wonderful lady, Carrie, at the Warriors Way on Spiritual Warfare Unit on YouTube, which also plays from 2 to 3.
Okay.
On Spectacle TV and 92.1 WFOV. It's on Saturdays, Channel 17, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Also on Saturdays on your cable news networks. And she is part of Genesee Health Systems. Are you familiar with these people?
Yeah, I know Genesee.
They do amazing stuff, right? Well,
okay.
The reason why I bring that up is because Emily Dewar is now named Flint's new Planning and Development Director.
I know. Isn't that wonderful?
Dude, she is it, too, right?
I like Emily.
Mayor Sheldon Neely is very proud to announce that Emily Dewar, she is very, very good, has accepted the position of Director of Planning and Development and will begin June 12th, 2023.
I'm wondering, is that like on campus or something? Where is she? Is that like war-torn Beirut behind her? Look at that.
Oh, boy. That's a great question, right? Where's that picture taken? I don't know.
It looks like a Capitol building.
It does look good. It could also be an
But
old
there's
jail.
no mountains.
Anyway, she is got a wealth of knowledge and experience that she's bringing.
I say it's Ortonville.
Ortonville? I'm going to go with what is no.
Well, good luck, Emily. Welcome to the
I want to give her a
Flint.
shout out. I love Genesee Health Systems. I'm planning on having somebody on the radio.
So did you interview Emily?
No, I interviewed Carrie, but I can get an interview
now,
with
Emily.
Emily. Probably.
Emily ran for the
hopefully
Flint,
Emily.
she
Come on.
ran for the Flint School Board.
As she should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really hoping I'm going to be talking to Carrie about getting an interview, and we could probably make that happen. But she is an absolute bright spot for the city of Flint, and I am looking forward to seeing what she's going to be doing.
That was a good, quick turnaround because Susan Wilcox just left at the end of, at the beginning of May was her last day.
Yeah, and so I'm really looking forward to this. But before we get into the next part, can you please give us a shout out for 92.1 WFOV?
Nah, I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. You're going to make me do it? If you're going to make me do it, I'll do it.
Well, we want to do all the things that you want to do.
But, I don't think you can make me say that Flint Odyssey House is our underwriter and our sponsor. No. And I know you can't make me say that Spectacle Productions manages the station.
Definitely not.
No. And there's no way, I don't care how you twist my arm, that I'm going to ask people to participate, to get involved.
Definitely not.
I'm not even going to tell them the phone number.
I would expect you not to.
No, 810-259-9789. No need to tell them that.
None whatsoever.
And 810-259-9789. We're not going to mention that.
And we're not going to mention, what number was that?
810-259-9789.
And because you're a locked box, I wouldn't even attempt to ask.
No.
About the website.
It would just be rude.
It would be
for
rude.
me to say anything about WFOV.online.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I'm even sitting here. Because those things
don't need to be said or asked in polite conversation, honestly.
It would be rude. It would be rude of me to encourage people to help us make a difference.
Yeah, it would be just awful. And people put information on to help other people.
Even if I needed clean music.
Which you don't.
I needed activities like church groups and social organizations.
Non-profit community outreach events.
And community stuff. Even if I needed that stuff.
Which we don't.
I wouldn't ask.
Well, that's good, because I wasn't going to ask any of those questions.
It would be rude.
Absolutely.
All right, so now it's your turn not to ask.
And now, back to the show. 92.1 WFOV. That is our radio station. All right, welcome back to the show. Now, we just finished up with Flint, and I will try to get her on. I'll see if Carrie let me. Environmental news. I know how much you love the environment.
I am ready on this 68-degree day. Isn't it like 68?
It
what
is
66.4
look at the blue.
It's
not a cloud. Yesterday, those comforters.
Oh, that's all cloud, man. That's all cloud.
That's all sky.
There's a haze in there. Yeah, blue. You haven't seen the blue sky.
You're the guy that pulled the shade in the sunshine, right?
No, I'm brilliantly happy with what we got, but I'm not blowing.
I'm just saying it could be bluer.
I am not blowing smoke up anybody's butt.
It could just, you know what? You guys help me help him. You look outside. If that's not blue, all right?
What do you have to look forward to if that's blue?
Another blue, beautiful day. It's what we've been looking forward to. And this winter wasn't so bad, hardly any snow, and now spring is coming in. I mean, it's ready to go. Summer's coming,
you just friggin' jinxed it. You said that S word.
Heck no.
You said that
S
word. Thursday, we're going to have 4 inches, and you guys can blame it on Isaac.
Wow. Nobody likes you. So
I like snow. I was tempted. Listen, when Marquette got that snow last week.
Listen, that's in Marquette.
I was ready to go.
That's also known as the American Canada.
It is. That is that.
That is way up there.
That is the Great White North. I mean, I was going to.
Do they even have internet up there?
Ooh,
I'm not even.
I was willing to drive the 4 hours to Mackinac. I thought that's where.
Yeah, and then it's another how long?
4 hours.
Oh, past the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 8 hours just to get to a place you don't want to be.
Yeah. You got to find the non-yellow snow. I thought better of it. I did.
Yeah, you didn't want to get hit by a moose.
I changed my mind, and instead I turned on the Weather Channel and shivered when they showed it.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. You are ridiculous, and I love that about you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, I know you like environmental news. I like positive environmental news. So I looked up positive environmental news.
And what did Elon Musk do today?
Well, he wasn't mentioned. It says for April, so this is last month of April 2023, the U.S. Supreme Court won't rule on local climate cases in a critical victory for activists. Cities and states in the U.S. will be able to sue massive fossil fuel polluters thanks to a Supreme Court decision. As the climate crisis worsens, Local governments are taking energy giants to court. Big Oil appealed 5 of these local cases to America's Supreme Court, but the court declined to hear them, settling an important precedent for future lawsuits. Do you find this to be positive? Because I can kind of see two sides of this, man. I'm not real sure. What do you think?
I'm going to think I was paying no attention to what you said, and I didn't hear anything. I was looking at this. I was trying to catch up, and while I'm catching up,
I'm asking questions.
I want to encourage people to support the Flint Beat.
The Flint Beat, yes.
Flint Beat.
That's where we just got our information.
Is one of the best things that Flint has going on. Jaquanda, you are doing wonderful things with this publication.
Wonderful.
I am so proud of her. You just can't imagine. The story of Emily came from Flint Beat.
That's correct. That's correct. And I will be using Flint Beat for our positive news stories in the future because I love what they're writing. And it's very hyperlogical, which is me, and of course, not you. So that works out.
Flintbeat.com.
That's
right. If they have a YouTube page, I want to encourage you to go. I want you to sign, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to support her and her efforts. She hires local reporters. I am just impressed.
Yeah, it's a great stuff. Now,
what?
Back to our positive environmental news. Do you know what day Earth Day is? No cheating.
Isaac.
So no.
Every day is Earth Day.
Every day is Earth Day. Great. What is the sign day to celebrate Earth Day?
See, you live within constraints.
Yeah, this sounds like I don't know.
And you're in a physical space that
what
you don't
happened
need
was,
to be.
Listen,
Earth Day has to be a medical, physical state of mind.
Yeah, it's April 22nd.
That's what I was going to say.
And that's what you were going to say.
That's what I was going to say.
Do you know that more than 1 billion people, 1/7 of the entire world, celebrated Earth Day? They celebrated together. I find that really, really awesome.
Not the first time. We are the world.
Yeah,
we are the people.
Yeah, but this was the Invest in Our Planet Day where they did all the parades and all that. And it's just nice to see that people can come together. They don't all want to burn it to the ground and watch it die.
Oh, I'm sure there were protesters. Don't you think?
Earth Day protesting. We don't want to be here.
There has to be a neo-Nazi group that's against it. Some Proud Boys that just think it's a flat earthers problem.
I don't know
if this is a world where flat earthers exist.
Listen.
I put nothing past us.
Listen, we're talking about Earth Day, not how flat or round it is. I don't want to get in that conversation.
I see it as an easy jump.
I know you do. And speaking of jumping, we're hopping right over that to the next story because I think you'll like this one.
Okay, all right.
I know how much you enjoy
all this
stuff.
I'm going to get my pondering pose. Hold on. All right, I'm ready for it.
His pondering pose. He now looks intelligent. All right. Extinct lion spotted in the Chad-Saint-Aura National Park for the first time in 20 years. A lion that they thought was extinct, they have found. Isn't that great news? He's pondering. It's like a triangle.
When did lions go extinct again?
It was an extinct type of lion, not that lions went extinct.
Well, that's the new information that I have never had before. I didn't know that there were types of lions. I thought there was a male lion and a female lion, and that was it. Are you now saying
there's black lions, there's tan lions, there's apparently spotted lions, and those
the cubs are spotted when they're okay. But so a lion got on with a cheetah and had a speckled lion, and that's a new breed.
So that is more questions than I have information for answers. So thank you for that stupid response.
I thought that was a brilliant response.
It was a mix between a Bambi and a lion.
I'm trying
apparently
to figure
a lion
out, and
can keep its stripes.
Right. So now are there are different like dogs?
Apparently.
Are there cockatoos?
Like, have you seen the picture of the all-black lion?
He looks like a lion.
Yeah, except it's terrifying.
Well, I mean that's a genetic malfunction. as opposed to another extinct species.
I don't know if it's a malfunction. It's just an oddity in the DNA.
What if he was a what you call it, albino?
Now if he glowed in the dark.
What, an albino lion would be a new species as opposed to...
Listen, I'm really sorry I brought positive news from the environment. And
I'm loving this. I like lions.
I remember actually having a conversation.
And to find out that there are more of them in the world than I thought... it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day. Moving on to Europe. Because,
I keep seeing the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my gosh. Alright, the last thing I wanted that I thought was cool news in the world for our environment was the world's biggest cross-border power line will deliver clean energy to 1.8 million homes in Europe from the Netherlands to UK. That's a pretty big deal.
Dude.
That's pretty good for the environment, right?
I saw this thing with Elon, and he said we could solar the entire nation if we used 100 square miles of Arizona space.
That's all in desert. Yes.
All desert.
I remember reading that.
Nobody's doing anything with it, and then we put a bazillion batteries in Oklahoma, Arkansas, whatever it is. But it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But it ain't going to happen.
Now, why wouldn't they do that is the question.
Because of the way the governments are set up to get concessions from energy companies.
Well, you got to be able to make money to donate money, I guess.
Right?
But
I mean, you would think they would switch.
The largest thing in the world.
Right? They could switch from fuel sources and still have the control. They would buy the power from Elon.
Couldn't they just buy it and then
distribute it? Exactly. They don't have to be the manufacturers of the power anymore. They could just be the distributors. But that's less than now.
Is it?
And nobody wants less than now.
I don't know. It brings all boats up, you know what I'm saying? And you're the saviors. Like, you're the saviors because you chose to take less to help humanity. But that's a great story.
I think free electricity for everybody in the country would be such a boon. Can you imagine freeing up that monthly electrical bill to put back into the economy?
I cannot. I cannot.
Dude, businesses pay $12,000, $28,000, $60,000 for electricity.
So imagine if you could put that in a new car or upgrades on your house.
More employees, a bigger factory, more product research. You know what I mean?
Instead of paying for the power
it would shift, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid.
All right. Well, those were the things that I got. There was other ones, some tortoise stories, which were cute. But
tortoise stories.
Yeah, some tortoise stories.
I like a good turtle story. What do you mean? That's soup, baby.
Listen,
talk to me.
You've been a little cranky today.
Is that cranky?
I didn't wanna.
Well, I gotta apologize. I don't think I've been cranky.
No, you've been.
I think I've been jovial.
Jovial.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So, I'm not sure we understand the definitions to be the same thing. Is all. I think there's a misunderstanding. But in 2022, the world's oldest two-headed tortoise celebrates its 25th birthday, and it has a picture of this two-headed tortoise.
Hold on. There's actually a category called two-headed.
Now remember what you were just saying about being
I am
jovial.
Yeah. I am a fan.
So I don't know if you want to click it on your thing there.
Which one is it?
It's right at the top of environmental news. So
I got Hannibal. I got best comedies. I don't have any environmental news.
You do, but it's fine. And
we got to show them this.
It's definitely there, but it's a two-headed 25-year-old tortoise, and it's definitely there. But thing's been moseying along. Isn't that interesting?
So he's in the wild or in the
wild?
Zoo?
In the wild. I mean, he's pretty big. I mean, if you see the picture on there, he's
two-headed turtle. Does it have mouths and everything?
Yeah, like completely made. Two-headed turtle.
Interesting. And I'm wondering, does that happen a lot?
I don't know. The fact that they're marking its birthday, I'm going to say no, because normally something like DNA would kill it, right?
Now he's got twice the miles. He can eat twice as much food.
Yeah, but he's fighting himself.
Dude, there's a bunch of turtles that are two-headed. I didn't know this was a thing.
Well,
look at that.
It is, and this boy is 25 years old and looks healthy and looks like he's going to continue.
That is so interesting.
Moving on. So
here's another one.
Yeah, there's a bunch, and I don't know. It's just kind of neat. Neat information that doesn't really help. It's supposed to make people smile.
Does that make you smile or just wonder what the heck happened?
Well, I know you're going to not like this next subject, so this will make it all better. So you told me to get on TV series and shows and try out, and you're more of a funny person, which we're going to end with. But I really like suspense and thriller and all that. And so I did not know this, but like in 2013 or 2014, there was a Hannibal series from the Hannibal Lecter movies about when he was a psychologist, and it's only 3 seasons that they made. It was very, very interesting.
So is what made Hannibal become Hannibal?
No. Now, if you know the analog or history of, he became a cannibal when he was 8, and what happened is his family was at war. It was in the 1940s, and they're out in the woods, and these guys came and killed his parents and took his sister and killed his sister because they were out of food, and gave her to him for soup. And when he found it, split his personality. And so that's why he eats people he considers to be monsters, because they made him do that to his sister, and it split his psyche. Yeah, very interesting, right?
And this is what you do for enjoyment.
So when you say it out loud, it sounds weird, but I really enjoy the mental process of
you really enjoy saying it ain't me. Things might be crazy in my life, but I ain't him.
I'm not eating people.
Yes.
And I'm not looking to eat people.
It's a superiority complex.
It's really not. It's definitely not real. And I knew how much you would love that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I hadn't been whipped in a minute, so I appreciate
it's good
that.
for you. It's good for you. Guys, if I'm not back next week, check the deli near your house.
Wow.
I'm concerned.
Yeah. Wow. Not eating Paul. Definitely not doing that. All right. And then to finish, because I do know you like funny things, the top 10 comedies of the year, and I want to see if you agreed, because you have a pretty good sense of humor, of which I appreciate. And so this is the list of best comedies for the 21st century. So this is for all of the last, from 1901 to 1999. All right? Best of all time. Let's see. Number 10, Fleabag. Never even heard of it.
I have heard of Fleabag, and I actually tried to watch it.
And?
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
I don't think I stayed with it long enough, so I might have watched the pilot and the second episode, and it just didn't strike me as funny enough to continue.
Well, it says here, despite only running for 2 seasons, Fleabag was a massive critical success, hailed as one of the best shows of the decade while launching Waller-Bridge into stardom. The way Fleabag breaks the fourth wall as she interacts with the audience helps set it apart from the other comedies, similar to how Deadpool separates itself from the other superheroes in the movies. I don't know. I didn't see it. Kind of weighing in on your thing here.
I used to like that show, Lewis Parker.
And it said 21st century. So that means
Lewis Parker was
2000. So I had that wrong.
Okay.
All right. So it's not those. It's not the old ones. Because Seinfeld would have to be there.
These are pretty old. 1986. Talking about Ferris Bueller.
All right. What about number 9? Arrested Development. What do you think?
I tolerated Arrested Development.
It was funny because I had to. That's not really an answer.
There was cringe stuff in it that I didn't like, but there was. I mean, the airport truck was hilarious. You know, they had the steps for the airplane, and that's what they were driving around town. I thought that was hilarious.
All right, so there's some comedic value in there. All right. It gives a score of 8.7. It says when the wealthy Bluth family sees their patriarch arrested and their assets seized, They are faced with the greatest fear, being poor. Unable to take care of themselves, the kooky family turned to a middle child, Michael, a widowed father trying to raise his teenager son and the closest one to normal in the clan. That seems like it might be fun.
So I've got the wrong page up here. This is movies. You're talking TV shows.
Yeah.
This one I got up here is movies.
Yeah, well, I got TV shows, and this is the top 10 list. Now, The Boys.
I never saw that one. Wasn't that one of those cop movies?
No, so it's about superheroes that aren't perfect, and what if they were actually bad, but they just pretended to be good. And it's very, very interesting. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. The ones I saw were interesting, and I wouldn't want to blow it for somebody as far as watching it. So I would say go ahead and watch it and give your opinion. Not something that I watch, but if you're an anti-hero kind of person...
Not enough people get killed in it?
No, it's the anti-hero
No decapitations, thing. No?
Well, I didn't say that. There's definitely some violence. And the way you make me say that, as in like I'm doing something wrong.
Of course, yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, this one is definitely funny. The Chappelle Show. Come on. 2003, 2006.
It was brilliant.
I'm Rick James. Oh, man, that was good stuff.
Was brilliant.
That's right. And if you're too young to know what we're talking about...
And I'm still listening to one of his writers. The guy that spun off after Chappelle quit. He's hilarious. He does stand-up.
What about the BoJack Horseman?
I saw that, and no. I decided I didn't like it.
And why did you decide that? Animals that can talk... Very humanistic.
Yeah, but I was having a hard time buying the horse as the main. I don't know. I mean, I never did Ren and Stimpy either. You know what I mean?
Ren and Stimpy. All right. What about Ted Lasso?
I like Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, and I'm not a sports guy. I don't like sports at all. But the fact that neither does Ted.
That's right. A soccer coach of the Premier League, which knows nothing about soccer, but he's in charge.
I can't figure it out. That soccer is a mess, and the way the people are...
Soccer's a mess, really.
The way they're into it is just amazing. And I guess any sport, anytime you're willing to dress up, paint your face, and act a fool...
Listen, that is one of the oldest sports. It is a true world sport. I mean, it's extraordinary.
I know. They stole it from Africa.
I think they participate as well.
Stop.
You can't steal a sport. It's the knowledge of the game.
You can. Where did you see that?
I don't... I've seen it in England, so I can't...
Oh, I bet the slaves brought it with them. The
I don't
Africans,
actually know...
I'm not even going to call them slaves.
I don't even know what the history of that is.
The origins?
Yeah, the origin.
And I'm guessing Greek.
It's got to be old, man.
It's got to be
Everybody
old.
plays it. Everybody plays. It's a great equalizer.
I mean,
we play.
We're just
playing
until the 70s or something.
No, we played before that. We were just really bad.
Yeah, I never heard about it.
Yeah, well, our top-tier athletes go towards more money.
Well, we kept laughing about football. Football.
Yeah, but it's a true world sport. You would think, like, the people that really want to let America prove itself is take a sport that we're not good at and take it from them, right? Like they tried to do with us with basketball.
The bottom line is soccer existed, but instead of playing soccer, we chose to invent football.
And baseball. Right.
Go figure.
Right. We'll do our own things, invent our own stuff. We couldn't hold
the franchises, and
Oh, okay. It didn't have the franchise fee. Nice. Number 4, 2005. It's always...
What does relegated mean?
Relegated.
Yes.
I don't know.
I know that it means to be
relegated.
Demoted.
My understanding of relegation, which I don't want to get
lowered in status,
is dropped from one league to another. So, like, if you don't get enough points, you get relegated or dropped to the lower league, and the top 2 teams that are underneath that go up.
Major to minor?
Yeah, less contract money.
And then the other ones that you bump down come above you.
Right, and they get more money, and they get more exposure. And
all right, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. They keep you saying
it
I'm watching
year.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, they do it every single year. That's what makes it great. So imagine our baseball teams, and the bottom 2 teams at the end of the year in Major League Baseball have to go to AAA, and the 2 AAA teams get to go to the pros, and those contracts switch.
Nice.
Right. That's why they have deep. That's why they're so crazy about it. Because even if they don't play in the pro level, they could play at a sub-2 level because they're not good enough, but they're still part of that team because they're part of the farming system. Does that make sense? That's why they're so passionate about it.
I only understood 3 of the words you said, but
I believe everything your face is telling me the truth. All right, number 4. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Love or hate this one, man. There's no middle ground.
I don't know. I've seen one that I enjoyed, and then I saw one that I didn't enjoy, and then I probably watched another one that didn't convince me it was worth it. And I watched it primarily for Danny DeVito.
Right, and there's definitely people on both sides of the fence there. I don't have one way or the other because there's some I've liked and there's some I didn't like. It was just kind of eh. And the ones that were funny were really funny, and the ones that weren't funny. But I don't know. All right, the next one, number 3, is called Nathan for You. Have you heard of this one?
I want to say I did, but I don't remember.
So he's playing a fictionalized version of himself. Who's a business consultant who attempts to aid companies by concocting crazy marketing strategies, so like the chicken and stupid stuff, right? And proposals that his partners cannot believe.
So now you know what that makes me think of. Remember WKRP in Cincinnati? When they threw the turkeys out of the helicopter, and the guy says, "I thought turkeys could fly." Oh,
yeah.
He was reporting it like it was the Hindenburg. Oh, the carnage!
Oh boy! Note to self: let's not do that. Number 2 on the list was The Office. Please tell me you watched this one
again. I have watched the British version. Because I liked the fact that it was ported to America.
Yeah.
But then I didn't like the fact that it was ported to America. Why not just give us that show? You know what I mean? That was kind of...
You know another one that was from England to us, most people don't know about in the
80s? Beverly Hillbillies.
No? Good guess, though. Right? Three's Company.
Oh, of course.
Three's Company was actually an English one that we...
Tres Gulda.
So The Office, I don't know. I was a pretty big fan of The Office.
I didn't like the cringeness of a lot of it.
I liked how uncomfortable the main boss actor was.
I remember the one I saw was something about a guy in a wheelchair. There was a fire drill, and they were taking him down the stairs. And the boss didn't know it was a drill.
Yeah.
And he just ran over him.
You get to see what someone's really like when there's an emergency, right? And number 1 to finish off our list, which I didn't get it. I guess I don't know. Rick and Morty, the cartoon.
You know, my kids got me watching Rick and Morty.
And what did you think? People love this show.
I think it's okay.
I didn't get it.
I think it's okay.
Make it make sense to me.
It's not supposed to.
Right.
It's supposed to be kind of just let your mind fart while you're watching it.
Well, it was excellent at doing that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
That is our list of top 10 funniest comedies.
Well, that took us to 2 minutes to the hour, man. That's pretty good.
Well, I wanted to make sure that you got a chance because I didn't want to ask any questions about shout-outs.
You didn't do a shout-out, though, did you?